Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Maverick's back with more Kerbal Space Program here, and again, I've got this mission controller mod open and going. In my mission, I'm still doing the Kerbal Sphere of Influence mission, so it goes a little bit slower than I'd like it to. But the video should be getting pretty interesting, hopefully soon. But right now, I'm doing Kara 3, I believe. Yes, Kara 3 for a $60,000 payout. And so, let's get this rocket built. And fortunately, I don't have the magical powers of fast forward yet, so let's just watch us build this rocket. Let's get that basic little command module there. Get the parachute up on there, looking nice and good. Again, got Jebediah as the crew. And I made a bit of a mistake on this one. I forgot to transmit all my science before I dropped everything that contained it. Kind of funny there. But in the next video, I fix it. But this mission actually took a little while, so I'm only doing one mission in this one. I'll be doing just that Kara 3, and that's what I named the rocket. Let's see, get a decoupler. I'm gonna do a little bit something different than what I have been doing. I've got that small engine there, so this will be my absolute final stage. That'll be what circularizes my orbit for this mission, because all that the mission is to do is get, I think it's like one orbit, and do one orbit, or just get into a stable orbit, and then you can leave. But yeah, that's my final stage that holds all my science, all my magical stuff, and I jettison it before I'm able to transmit the science later on. But hey, it still looks cool. Anyways, yeah, I got that small rocket. It's really fuel efficient, but it doesn't have a huge amount of thrust. It doesn't put out a whole lot of power. Anyways, getting that first sort of launching stage up there. Get that and get that another fuel tank. Four of those small fuel tanks. Oh, I'm sorry, 3. And that LVT-30 engine. And let's go get some fins on there, because everybody loves stabilizing fins. And after, make them ×4, then I can easily fit 4 boosters on there. And then 4 of those little solid rocket boosters. Now, I realize that I am probably not being the most fiscally efficient in this case, because this rocket right now is $40,000 just about. And my budget at the moment is $74,000. So if this rocket were to fail, I'm kind of betting all my money on it, because I won't be able to make a second one. I'm essentially hoping for a $34,000 payout. And not always the thing you want to do. Definitely. But you know, hey, it's a game, and I'm still waiting for 0.24 when they release the their own mission control stuff, where you get the contracts in game and stuff. Anyways, let's get this rocket out on the launch pad here. And 3, 2, 1. Trying to time it right. Launch. Yay. Yeah, that was a bit off. Anyways, yep, again, we got Jeb Kerman in there. He's just smiling away. And the reason I haven't used any other astronauts other than Jeb is it costs $5,000 to hire a new one, which is actually surprisingly low compared to what you would think it should be. Anyways, I got all 4 rocket boosters firing. Just chugging along right up into the atmosphere, right up into space, and hopefully soon. Anyways, look at those trails. Again, I mean, I can't get over it sometimes. This Hot Rockets visual effects mods for all our rockets, it's just beautiful. I mean, I gotta give credit where credit is due to Squad for what they did with how much they have done. But the modding community has made this game really what it can be. And that's anything, because there is so much that you can do with this, especially with its your ability to create mods for it if you're only good at it. Unlike me, if I was good at making mods, I would do it all the time and publish them and make them all. real nice and stuff, but I'm not, so I don't. I just show off the other people's mods, I guess, and just kind of admire them while I play and show you guys the footage. So anyways, actually this video I'm going to get a list of the mods up that I have in here, so anybody who watches this, if they want to go check out that mod, go and check it out. Now as for experience that I could impart upon anybody, probably not much. I'd be good for more like teaching beginners and stuff, but there's a stage that that probably everybody gets to that I am unable to teach, I bet. I just haven't played that much. I don't know that much about science, not yet at least. Anyways, kind of skip ahead until we're up in space because I don't want to force you guys to sit through the entire launch procedure. But look at that, I'm floating. Yay! And I'm about to make a burn for the circularization of my orbit. Do some science here, career report. I can't keep doing that, unfortunately. I can't spam it and make lots of science. They did revamp the science system a little bit. Anyways, gonna start my burn in a little bit here. And what do we do? Run out of fuel! Yay! Click. So get the next stage going. And there we go. That tiny little rocket went from a 15-second estimated burn to a 1 minute and 48-second estimated burn. So I kind of cheat around a little bit and actually, because I don't want to hit the apoaps before and end up burning prograde into the ground. So I actually kind of lift my nose up a little bit. Relatively to the planet, actually, because they're in space, there really isn't much of an up and down. And actually, when you do that, you push the apoaps away from yourself, because you're technically going up a little bit more. But yeah, we're watching as that thing, my orbit kind of got a little bit inclined there. Not my fault. I don't know what happened. I don't really have much guidance in the atmosphere. All I have is what little gyroscopic power that command module has, which is a pain in the butt. But hey, it does its job, and it does its job relatively well for its size. I apologize if you hear any barking in the background. That would be my idiot of a dog that goes outside and barks at the sky. Definitely a strange dog. Anyways, as you can see, I kind of incline my trajectory a little bit, bring it back up to that 45 degrees, I believe it is, and that apoap starts moving towards me from the T+ section. Yeah. Which, it's just kind of common. If your apoaps is behind you and you need it in front of you, you can't. All you have to do is just push your ship up a little bit more, and hopefully you'll be seeing more videos, more interesting ships, and more interesting videos later on when I get into the more complicated missions. This is the second to last of the Kara missions in here, and I'm just going to be showing videos of the missions that I do. It's a let's play, so let's play, I guess. Anyways, going through, get that orbit nice and circular. I want, as you can see up in the top, I want my periaps. The minimum has to be 70 kilometers, and the maximum for minimum for either side is 70 kilometers, and the maximum for either side is 100 kilometers. So I screw that up. I managed to do that. But thankfully, I can do a full orbit, which should last about 20 minutes. 20 to 30 minutes. Thank God I can do it with time acceleration without screwing everything up, thanks to the Kerbal alarm clock, which is very, very useful. You can set it to go off and kill your time warp a minute or however many minutes before you reach that node. and it stops you and it allows you to do what you need to do. Anyways, I got my next maneuver node set up, and the maneuver nodes are really helpful. They definitely help you plan out the most efficient, if you know what you're doing, and the best way to go after whatever target you might be trying to fly towards. And a lot of people actually use a little mod called MechJeb, and that's short for Mechanical Jebediah, because Jebediah Kerbal is a badass, and his mechanical counterpart is scarily badass. Kind of like HAL 9000. Actually, it's not. I don't think that would be too fun. Anyways, get him out there, get an EVA report, just float around for a little bit, get back inside, and just looking at some extra windows here. This research window, which is interesting, and I will probably be getting some of that later on once I get research with these things. Again, playing with the windows as I wait for this thing, and then I realize at some point I have the Kerbal alarm clock. But yeah, every now in the background, hopefully every now and then, usually like when you hear a separation, or when I separate from another stage, when I launch, when I go EVA, you'll hear chatter, and that's the Chatterer mod. It just helps with the immersion of the game, and it just sounds cool. Yeah, making this alarm, checking it out a little bit. This is actually the first time I've used the alarm system, so it does work. It does work pretty well. Get that set up. Do my time acceleration. Still takes about a minute to get there, because I can only go so fast since I'm so close to the surface. But it still works. Works really well. Anyways, you can kind of see Jeb down in the lower right. He's sitting there. There's not much to look at on the dark side of the I almost said Earth, on the dark side of Kerbal. Yeah, it's kind of barren, except all those cities. Gotta love those cities. City lights, more visual enhancements mods. Just really nice. It, again, like I said, helps with the immersion, and it just looks cool. Cities in the clouds, you combine all that, and you get a beautiful game. No matter what any other graphics may look like, just those few touches there make it look really nice. Anyways, other mods I'll be getting in the future. I'm looking at a couple that I'm interested in. Stuff like Interstellar, maybe Interstellar. The Kethane mod, stuff like that. Just more, I guess, functionality and stuff like that. I mean, the Kethane mod would be so useful, because it's, I mean, you go to a planet, suddenly your ship needs fuel and you need to get home. It's not very cost effective to send a fuel tanker out there, to build one specifically for that purpose and send it out there, when you could just extract fuel from the planet's surface and do it that way. Anyways, as you can see, I have completed the mission requirements here, so I will be very soon just kind of burning my ship into somewhat of a deteriorating orbit. And the way I do this is, another mod I've been looking at is called Deadly Reentry. Essentially makes those reentry effects that you see and look very pretty. It makes them very deadly, hence the name. And you need ablative heat shields for it to work, and your ablative heat shield will fail anyways if you do something horribly wrong, like what I just did there, and actually give myself such a steep descent. So just out of habit, I'm trying to I used it before, but just out of habit, I'm trying to bring my orbit up to, at the periaps, about 30 kilometers, because at that point, once you hit about 50 kilometers on Kerbal, you're in the atmosphere, and just the drag is slowing you down. So you slow down a little bit, and it's not as violent or harsh. And I just realized when I started editing this that I lost all the science there that I got. Oh well. I'll fix it on the next mission. But anyways, yeah, as you can see, again, my ship value is down to about 13,000. That's just the parachute and the communitron on there. And the fuel that's still in there, the RCS fuel. But yeah, I kind of took it off SAS and did that, and all hell broke loose. But Jeb seemed to like it. He likes this kind of stuff, like riding on roller coasters and all that. Anyways, I believe we may be or may not be. I'd have to look. Yeah, we're gonna skip ahead again in a minute. Because again, just like how I don't want to force you guys to watch the whole launch sequence and getting into orbit, I don't want you guys to have to watch the whole sequence of getting down, because it takes a while. Anyways, here we are back in the still in the atmosphere, starting to just ever so above it. Take a look at what Jeb is seeing in here. You see everything. I don't know, I would puke if I saw that. I would. If it was like that, I would not be able to handle it. I would kind of find the nearest empty snack bag, because you know the Kerbals love their snacks. Find us the nearest empty snack container and just kind of throw up into it. That constant turning around. Oh, but Jeb, of course, he loves it. He loves everything because he's an absolute badass. So yeah, our final descent. Hopefully, we are skipping ahead again in a couple of minutes because, again, this takes a while. Usually does unless you time accelerate, and I am time accelerating ×4, and it still takes a long time. You can imagine how bored I get sometimes just watching these ships fall, wondering what it'll be like to make a free return trip around the moon, or around Minmus, one of those two little planets out there. Maybe eventually land on one of them. I have done it before. It's not necessarily hard. It's just pain in the butt on the moon, because it's very cratery. Minmus is actually a much better target. Even though it's further away, Minmus is a much better target for your landing needs. Anyways, skip ahead back to when we're in the parachute. Video's getting close to being over. I'm just gonna take it up until I select the next mission and start building the ship for that. Anyways, splashdown, $60,000. I feel like I should be getting more because I feel like everything should cost a little bit, probably a little bit more of this, but again, this game, I don't think it could adjust for inflation. Anyways, I get Jeb out there. I kind of want him to do an EVA report. There we go, there we get. I also kind of want him to get a water sample. So I kind of splash him in the water, throw him in there. Press the wrong button. And never thought to press the right button. I kind of made a few boo-boos in here. But, oh well. There we go, there's the surface sample. But I can't get back in. Because apparently Jeb cannot climb out of the water. He can just sit there and float. Think Kerbal of science like him would be able to get back out, but I guess not. Anyways, skip ahead again. Well, not really skip ahead, but we're back at the space station. We recovered Jeb. We did not recover the vessel, so we're going to go to the tracking station down here. Find our little Kara 3 orbiter right there. You can see it in the middle of the ocean. We're going to send a recovery team to go get it and get more science. Because everybody loves science. You can never get enough science. Science is good for you. A science a day keeps the... I don't know. Can't really say the doctor, because if you do enough science, you can eventually become a doctor in it. Get a doctorate degree. A science a day keeps the... Nope. Keeps the stupidity away. How about that? There's close enough. Anyways, let's get more science for ourselves. Go up to the very top and get that new rocketry stuff, new engine, some new, not any new fuel, but new liquid fuel engine and a couple new solid fuel boosters. I will use the larger of those two solid fuel boosters in the next video. I just kind of show it off a little bit because it looks, they're pretty nice, although they're heavy and they knock my ship off course and I almost lose it. But that is a story for the next video. Even though this video still has a minute to go, and I just run out of stuff to say sometimes, guys. Anyways, yeah, we're going back into the thing. We're gonna select Kara 4, and that will be the very last Kara mission. And this one is we have to equip it with communications hardware and talk to the Kerbal Space Center while we are in space. For the name of science. Again, 1 crew count. I don't know what I'm doing scrolling around in here. But yes, that mission is for another time. Thanks a lot again for watching, and I will see you guys later.